Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to OverAnalyzed, our glorious Overwatch community coaching series. That's right, we are back. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. All right then, so before we get into this, actually, I want to shout out a new thing we've got on YouTube. It is the membership system. Now, these have been out for a while, but what I've done is I've updated the membership system, and you guys can check it out if you click the link in the video description below. It's like right at the top. Now, this is the best way to support the channel because what this actually does is it makes your favorite YouTubers not reliant on having to get tons of views on videos to make the videos viable, which has always been an annoying issue with YouTube, because if you're not making videos getting hundreds of thousands of views, it can be quite difficult. However, if you've got loads of members supporting your channel, then it don't make any difference. And let's be honest, we get thousands of views on these videos anyway, so they're really cool, but it will help a lot, guys. It is honestly the best way you can support me and all the content that we make, even at the lowest level. In fact, at the lowest level is great. However, if you do go for the higher level, you will get a shout out at the end of every single OverAnalyzed video, which is going to be awesome, isn't it? Yes, lovely. All right, then. Let's take a look at this, guys. So what we've got today is a Platinum Zarya player. So it's a tank player, but what's got my interest here is, we'll jump on board with 1 point boy, because that's what it is. What's got my interest is this is a player who just typically played DPS. And they don't play tanks, they don't play supports. All they do is play DPS, and what they want to do is get better as a tank. And this is actually the highest rank they've got so far, apparently. And they're just asking for general tips. In fact, let's just pause this before we get into it. They're asking for general tips. They'd like to climb out of low Plat, which obviously they've been in for the first time in their Overwatch career playing Zarya. But they don't know if they're playing Zarya well, playing her bad, or they're just getting carried by their team. They don't know what's going on. So let's take a look at this and break it all down. Now, the thing with Zarya is she's one of the tanks in the game that should tempt DPS players to go, you know what, I'm going to play a bit of tank, because you totally can. The thing is, though, with Zarya, you have to be aware of her bubble and bubble management, especially the projected barrier, because that's what keeps your other tank alive. Now, in this game, let's just pause it and take a look at what we've got here comp-wise. So, we've got you on the Zarya. Okay, that's fine. Got an awesome skin as well. We've got a Lucio. Lucio's kind of considered the worst support in the game right now, but remember, it doesn't matter. This is Plat. It's like, whatever. Provided your team play together, it's kind of going to be okay. But the bigger issue we've got here is this. The support line is absolutely trash on our team. We do not have enough healing, really, to keep the tanks alive. This is going to be a problem. So this means that for you, you're going to have to actually put even more work with your bubbles to make sure that they're hitting tanks and targets that are low HP to try and give these healers some sort of a chance to heal people up. But they can't really heal these guys. They can, but it's really slow over time. There's no burst healing with these. So even when Lucio amps it up and he's got the healing song on, it's not really going to cut the mustard, and you're probably going to get killed. The other thing as well is, if this is seriously your tank or your support lineup, you should probably consider playing Roadhog just so you can heal yourself, honestly, because you're just going to die. Anyway, in this game, it doesn't matter, whatever. Those are thoughts that might apply in other games. Remember, you can only play the team that's against you with the team that you've got. So the meta doesn't necessarily matter until you get to the really highest levels of the game. So our tank partner, our main tank, is the Sigma. Now, Sigma can work quite well with Zarya. The thing with Sigma is you've got to be aware that he's going to want to use his suck to get his shields up. So when he's sucking, you don't really want to shield him, because that's kind of not really, well, he's not getting any value from that. You want to let him finish his shield, then you can shield him, or let him finish his suck to get shields, then you can shield him. But this is really difficult, honestly, to know when to bubble the Sigma. So we're going to focus on that a lot in this video, because it's going to happen a ton where you're going to get it wrong or not even do it. At DPS, we've got Farah. The worst DPS in the game right now. Again, take all of this with a pinch of salt. It depends on who you're playing against and what your team comp is, but Farah is outclassed by every DPS in the game. She really needs a mercy to work out. It's pretty bad. I mean, you think about it. What other DPS actually needs a dedicated pocket to make it function? None. It's just Farah. Unlucky. And the McCree, yeah, he's all right. So also, he's got the crazy bandit skin on. Good job, McCree. All right, then, let's take a look at the enemy team. So we've got a Reinhardt. Now, we should know straight away, as soon as we see this Reinhardt, that they've got less offensive capability in the front line on their tank line. So we should be able to batter this Reinhardt shields down. However, there's an issue here, right? They have got a Moira. The Moira is extremely good at short-range AoE healing, and she's going to be really good to keep this Reinhardt alive, and she's going to get ult charge really, really fast, or at least she should do. She seems quite low at the moment. It looks like they've took a few rockets coming in. They've also got a Lucio, which is, better for their team, because, well, they've got a main support, a main healer. So yeah, they've got a Symmetra, which is always a funky pick. And if you guys watch my tier list video, I might have just forgot to put Symmetra on it altogether. I put Symmetra sort of as a specialist pick. She's mid tier in that kind of way. She presents a problem to the enemy team. If your team doesn't play around the Symmetra, well, then you're going to have a massive problem, right? Or play against the Symmetra. So firstly, your team needs to play with her, and the enemy team need to play and take picks that can actually take her apart, look to destroy her turrets, look to deny the Symmetra having value. A lot of the time, you'll see Symmetra players get really high and competitive because either the enemy team doesn't adapt or their team just facilitates them. And it's kind of like Bastion in a way, although she's way better than Bastion. And then they've got Torb. Torb's really solid right now. In fact, Torb's going to do a lot of work in this game because he's got his turret. It's going to really annoy Farah. Yeah, Torb's great. Torb's good at wrecking tanks. He's just good. And then they've got a Roadhog, which is always a really solid pick right now. And there's a turret. So that's the teams. This looks kind of okay for us at the moment, but the big issue is we do not have a main healer. This is really going to make us suffer. All right, then, let's go into it. So as Zen is already dead, that's not great for us. We tried to eat the fire stroke with the ball. That's kind of okay. We're just doing a bit of right-click spam. Okay, so you actually did wait. But in fact, let me just turn this off. So I think this might be fixed now, actually. Where is this? Where is it? Where's the thing? Objective capture sounds off. Great. Okay. Yeah, so you did bubble the Sigma after he used his suck, but did he need bubbling? And who could have just been bubbled there, right? So you could have kept this Lucio alive potentially with a bubble. I'm not saying it would have kept him alive, but it would have allowed him to maybe escape, but you would have got charge from it. Whereas if we just go back here, also as well, guys, this game is a pretty short game. It's only 11 minutes, so I think we can be a bit more granular with the detail, and that's something we've been trying to do anyway with OverAnalyzed. Like, I don't want to go too over the top with like way too much information. But on the other hand, there's so much going on in a game of Overwatch that I think it really does help if we do highlight things that are happening as they're happening, especially if they're crucial things, especially when it comes down to ability management. Because Overwatch, it is a game of abilities. Yeah, it's a game about being able to aim for most heroes, but it's also a game of abilities. So we bubble our Sigma, we get a bunch of charge, that's really good. We move forward here, we try, so I didn't even catch that in free flow, but we try to eat the fire strike with our own bubble. Again, that's something we should always be looking for, especially against the Reinhardt. We didn't quite time it right, so that's unfortunate. And our projected barrier is going to be up in 4 seconds. Our Lucio gets super aggressive here, so this is where I'm getting a little bit worried for Lucio. Now, I think you're looking to bubble because your cooldown's coming, and we drop it on a saucy boy. Now, it doesn't really do anything, does it? We get no charge. Look at the Lucio. We should have still had our bubble available here, and then we slap it on the Lucio. We would have got loads more charge because he's overextended and he pushes away. Now, I think with the bubble, a very easy sort of mantra to stick to is do not preemptively bubble. And what I mean by that is do not bubble targets. What's going on? This is broke the speed. Okay, now it's sorted. That was weird. But the thing with bubbles is don't preemptively bubble a target. So don't be like, uh-oh, I'm going to bubble this McCree because he might take damage. Bubble them as they are taking damage, right? So as the damage is coming at them, hit them with a bubble, you're going to get maximum effect, and it's going to really help the person you're bubbling as well, because it's going to catch the enemy off guard, right? Because they can't stop shooting as they're shooting, right? You know what I mean? So that's a really simple, simplistic way of approaching bubbles, but use them when you need to use them, not before you need to use them, right? A lot of Zarya players just go straight in with a preemptive bubble, and it's not ideal. Okay, so yeah, I think we were getting ready to eat. Yeah, we bubble our front line. We were getting ready to eat the charge there with barrier, which is fine. But we got a hook, that's fine. So we can get aggressive here. We can just walk forward. So we could just walk forward and get into this position here. That would be really nice for us. We could also have maybe got towards this Torb, although he is backing off. But we could have just walked towards the point. One thing I'm noticing you're doing as well is jumping a lot. Don't jump. Like, honestly, it doesn't really do anything. We could push that guy. Like, he's 1 HP. Thinking about a bubble. Okay. So, I'm not really a fan of this. Watch the kill feed. Look at the kill feed. I could always predict it. Because it's so... Like, now this is like me. I've played Overwatch for 5 years. I'm going to be able to see things like this. it was very obvious what was going to happen here. The enemy team they just walked forward into your team. So if I disconnect from this and go up into the sky, watch this, and watch your positioning. So when we could have got aggressive, instead we went on the flank, which doesn't make any sense, and that's what maybe you would be doing if you were a DPS player. Like you said, you do play Genji. So their front line's dead. This is great news for us. This means we go. We literally go into them. You walk into them at this point. So if I had my pen on the screen, I'd be drawing a line from you to here. Like I said with the Torb, actually, it would just be, let's go, let's push in. Now watch what happens, right? We walk forward, we walk back, we walk forward, we walk back, a couple of right clicks or alternate fires, then we start jumping forward to the middle. We get a bubble off, okay, that's fine. You know, that's okay, we're going to get loads of charge. Now, though, the decision is to just be aggressive. We know Hook is down, but what do? We're not being aggressive, we're backing off, back off to the side. We've lost our McCree, wherever he died. Who knows where he died? Where did McCree die? He's dead anyway. But the main focus here is the tanks, right? So we're backing off here. Our main tank is pushing out to the middle. We bubble him. That's fine. But look at our team. This is the thing. This is why straight away I knew it was all over for us. Our team is heavily split, right? Yes, we don't have any real healers in the game, which is always going to be an issue. But there's two of us over here when really you should have been here, right? And that may have even brought the Lucio in. That would have put us closer to the Zen, right? And we've got a Pharah above us. Instead, what happens here is watch this. In fact, we'll watch it from Sigma's point of view. This should be Sigma's point of view. Yeah. Watch it from Sigma's point of view. The whole enemy team just walk at him now. I mean, Symmetra really counters him quite heavily. Look at that. They walk straight into back line. They're literally annihilated. The only good thing here is the fact that they used Coalescence when they didn't need to. We just need to keep running away here because we really don't want to die now. This would be super bad if we die. Yeah. But, like, see this constant jumping? Doesn't really... Like, all jumping does... Please don't grab. All jumping does is make you predictable. Makes you easy to hit for DPS. Okay. Okay, all right, so let's talk about grab. So this was a decent grab. Like, this would have been an annoying grab. If you grabbed those guys there, I was worried because I don't think your team was too close. Yeah, your team do catch up with you, though, which is fine. Now, grabbing a single target and killing it is totally fine. It's absolutely fine in my book. You don't always have to go for the insane play to wipe out the enemy team, right? We do have a Pharah. The thing with Pharah is, yes, of course, we could use Pharah as a combo. We could throw grab, she could barrage into it. But Pharah is really weak, and she might get killed. Obviously, if that happens, what you'd be looking to do is put your barrier onto Pharah as she goes up to the ult. So you'd grab, barrier the Pharah, she'd ult, right? You'd get some kills. But I don't mind what you've done here. I mean, Sinatra on the enemy team, it's unlucky for him because he's got no brain. So he should have jumped straight into this to try and keep the Torb alive. He didn't because he's a Plat tank. I don't mean to be harsh, but he's frightened of grab, so he runs away. So this lets us just literally laser down a Torb, which is totally fine. And he gets stuck into it. He's 1 HP. He's dead. The rest of the team push in. Now, I'm not saying if the Reinhardt went into that, it would have prevented them both dying, but that was the play to make at that time. And this is the thing with Overwatch, right? There's all these little micro plays. Now, there were micro plays leading up to that point because should they have been where they were? Probably not, but whatever. So now we're pushing forward, and we've got a great advantage because it's 2 players dead for the enemy. So we just walk into them. They have sound barriered, so let's get back on board with you because we're going to need to see what we do with our barriers. So he's straight in with personal barrier. Yeah, so again, we barriered too late there. The projected barrier came in on a target after that target was safe behind the actual shield of Sigma. I know he did it because you've seen the hook come in from Hog, so you're like, oh god, I've just got to instantly hook. But you've actually got a bit of time. So if Hog hooks a target, you do have time to sort of watch that target get hooked and then put the barrier onto it, right? And again, this is one little micro play that you'd be looking for in this matchup where you'd want to keep your projected barrier available to prevent Hog getting killed. So we just run at them here, right? Just run at them. Just run into them. Like, I'm going to ask you a question now. You're full HP. You're using the barrier there. You're massive. What was your charge? It was high. Yeah, so you're 77% charged. What stops you just walking into them, killing this guy, destroying this, killing this? Nothing's, like, literally nothing stops you here. You are an unkillable juggernaut against what the enemy's got left on the table here. You go into them and you annihilate them. So this is where we just get aggressive. We didn't need that off Lucio, but it doesn't matter. Okay, they're using a bunch of ultis now. Okay, good target priority. Great. We stayed on one target. That's awesome. Can we help Sigma? Do we need to help him? No, we don't. We shouldn't really just walk through Torb's ult, though, and just take pointless damage. Sure, if your barrier's up and you want to get charged, go for it. All right, then. So for the first time in the game, we've actually taken control of the point, and this means we're looking to do stuff, right? This is where we talk about value in OverAnalyzed. This is where it comes in to our vocabulary, because what we're looking to do is what can we do now to exert pressure on the enemy team and give our team the advantage, right? And is standing on the point just spamming away like this the play? It probably isn't, right? The play is to probably come around to the side here with the McCree who's already here. We can spam at range here, and we can make sure we keep him alive. If he gets hooked, he'll probably die still if he gets hooked here, but at least you'll get some charge from it. But maybe the rest of your team push round. I mean, what should happen here is as soon as your team have won the fight, the team push up to here to the choke, and they just start harassing the enemy team. The really good thing about this point on Busan is you will see them as they leave their spawn from this direction. So you will know if they come this way, and you will know if they go this way. Very rarely do teams go around the outside. And again, if they do go around the outside, that'll become apparent because they won't be going the other two ways. So, I mean, this is more like whole team advice, but you should get your whole team up onto this choke point here and just start harassing the enemy team. Okay, let's go back on board with you because I think we're just going to chill. Maybe we slowly move forward. Yeah, our DPS, see, our McCree was in such a really bad position there. And probably a lot of McCree players out there were really cringing at what was happening. But the team should have followed the McCree and sort of helped him. So in a way, he was in the right position if the team were there. But he should have looked, and again, this goes back to playing the team, playing what you've got on your team and playing what the enemy team have got. Yeah, he should not have been there. So if I was McCree and I'm here, well, oh, hello, none of my team are here. I need to get the hell back. And McCree is the most immobile of all of the DPS. So he can't be out like that on the flank on his own. He will get killed. I mean, he got hooked and killed. But the enemy team could have just ran at him and killed him. So we've almost got another grab here. So we should be looking to charge grab as fast as we can. And then just grab the enemy team and go in. I wouldn't mind legit yeeting a grab into them and killing. There's nothing that can stop our grab. That can stop our grab. Still might be okay for us, maybe. 50-50. Hog is one. I think the Reaper... Oh, our Reaper's dead. That's unlucky. If our Reaper was still alive, we might have been okay there. Yeah, we're going to get killed. Okay. But they have had to use a bunch of ults there. We do have our Graviton Surge coming online, and our Pharah has swapped, which is probably for the best. Now, what I would have said is Pharah... I mean, I did say she's kind of the worst DPS at the moment, but she can still work. And she still was kind of okay against what the enemy have got. I mean, now they've got an Ashe, so it's obviously going to be difficult. But I want to see what you do with this grab here. So we're jumping forward. We just yeet it in. They counter with a beat. We go in with a trance for some reason. Now it's about target priority. Can we kill Symmetra? We can kill Symmetra. We should just stay on her and kill it. See, we're getting confused. Uh-oh. Symmetra could have been dead. Can we bubble someone here? Bubble. That's it. Be aware that you can't be healed through the shield, so you just need to play as you are, which is totally fine. Nice play off there, Lucio, playing the shield. We should still kill him, though. Okay, good ult off our Sigma. And we should be able to take... Well, I mean, it was an okay ult, not a good ult. What am I talking about? But it secured the fight. And what I will say there is it takes extreme restraint to not use ultimates when it's an overtime fight like that. Because we lose that fight... we need to be careful here of Hog. But we lose that fight, we lose the game, yeah? So I don't mind people using all their ults. It's only like the really ultra high level players that will be like, no, we're fine. I'm just going to save my gravitic flux for the next fight. Okay, so now we are coming back up to another Graviton Surge. We do have a Tracer, but Tracer should be looking to do what I think she's just done. Tell me she's stuck someone. I don't think she has. No. So this is the thing, and this is really interesting because this is how Overwatch has evolved over the years. Like, I remember when Graviton Surge would be and you had a Tracer, the get-go or the go-to would be, okay, Grav goes in, and then we're going to put the pulse bomb in. But it's not really the case these days. It hasn't been the case for a long time. It's much better if this Tracer gets a kill. So if she just goes in and pulse bombs somebody before they even push, well, they basically lost the fight, right? That's way better value than in the next fight. We can then use the Graviton Surge. But it's still, it's a Plat game, so it doesn't really matter. I don't mind you going for a big Grav, and I don't mind Tracer players holding their pulse bomb, maybe even communicating to each other saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to use my Grav. So let's take a look at what you do here with your barriers, because you've been kind of okay. You know what? We'll slow this down a little bit just so we can get to grips with everything that's going on. Our Reaper's in a good position there. He might kill... Yeah, okay. Now he's got the Winston on him, but he should kill the Winston as well. Yeah, so our Reaper there has won this fight for us. So we literally just go forward here. We shield. When it's up. Yeah, just push into these guys' shield and grab them. Moira, yeah, okay, Moira's pushed to the point. Totally fine to go on the Moira. Yeah. I mean, our grab, it's fine because it's just keeping them off the point. Okay, so pretty good comeback. But if you want to look at the email you sent through to me, was I carried? Reaper won that fight there. Like, Reaper won that fight. But you played okay. The only thing I didn't like in all of that round was the fact that you went on that crazy flank when you should have just went in. You've got to remember with Zarya, she's an off tank, but she really does supplement the survivability of the main tank, whether that's a Reinhardt, whether that's a Sigma. Can we call Ball the main tank? He's generally just doing what he likes. There's Double Bubble, which is a comp you might be seeing more of, especially at the pro level, which is your Winston Zarya comp. Obviously, Zarya is really good in that because you can keep Winston alive longer than he normally keeps himself alive. That comes down to Winston's using their bubbles correctly. Obviously, you wouldn't bubble immediately as you landed with the Winston because you'd be hoping that Zarya bubbles you as you jump in, so you get that value. Then you drop down your barrier and go for there. All right, then. So we're moving into the standard position. We're spamming a load of right clicks or alternate fires in. I think this is console footage, actually. Yeah, I can always tell. Well, I can tell by the fact that the way the aiming is a little bit smoother, but you can put spaces in your name on console. There's like Saucy Boy, Nakey Boy, One Punch Boy. When did you just realise that? What's going on? I hope you're friends playing together. Anyway, yeah, this is fine. They got a D.Va now, so this is even better for us because D.Va can't stop us doing damage to her, and we can just laser her the hell down. We don't really need to run away there. We don't want Zen to die. Okay, that's cool. Nice bit of peeling there with Zarya. I like it. We don't care about that, so we've killed her there with that. Let's slow this down and watch her die. No! Bye-bye, baby D.Va. Oof! Oh, no, she survived. That is actually on... Oh, yeah, whatever. That's lucky. Anyway, forget baby D.Va. We don't care about baby D.Va. It's up to her to go and commit suicide off the map or go and kill herself because she's literally going to do nothing when she's baby D.Va. And Reaper is the big swap here, which is making a difference. The enemy team have got a Winston playing into a Reaper, which makes no sense. All right, then. So it looks like the enemy have got control of the point, but they don't. We can be super aggressive here and just go in. Bubble our Reaper. That's it. Good stuff. If we can kill her, that would be great. Good kill. Let's kill the Moira. Let's keep on one target, right? That's it. We know Moira can die because she's used the Fade. And I'm liking the focus on the Reaper all the time. I mean, Reaper's an incredibly good target for your bubble because Reaper's always going to be in the face of someone, especially when a fight's breaking out. So really, really good target. So now we've got a ball. So our tank lineup now is... It's way better than the enemy's tank lineup. So let me just... Because I think this is something we need to talk about. Because there comes a point in Overwatch where players are kind of okay at the game, and I think you're okay at the game. There's just some like minor mistakes you're making, and over time you can get rid of that. I think your bubble usage is pretty much okay. It will get better over time. But look at what the enemy team are doing here. Like, it's really weird. So they've got a D.Va. I'm not sure why they picked this D.Va. I'm not sure why that tank changed. They've got a Reinhardt. Now, Rein is okay, but a lot of people would say he's absolutely trash and you can't play him. But you can still play Reinhardt like he's okay. But the Rein D.Va combo, it's going to be a little bit hard for them to get. Well, they don't really have... Well, they do have synergy because your D.Va can use Defense Matrix to stop damage coming in. But it's not like Zarya and Rein, right? Where the Rein can just rush in or he has the extra layer of protection. Zarya is obviously getting damage amped as well or damage charged from bubbles on the Reinhardt. So you've got that synergy there. But the point to make here is the enemy team, it just isn't a very good team comp going into what our team have got, really. And our team are really taking advantage of that. Like, our Reaper is getting so much value here, it's crazy. Like look at... What's he doing? Okay. I thought he was charging through that gap there. I was going to lose it. We've got Ball, who is pretty good. We can grab that. That's great. Yeah, we're going to actually combo with the Genji. I think we did get... Yep, I think we did bubble the Genji. So that was nice. And again, this is always the thing we should be looking to do, is hold these chokes. So when you win the fight on this point here, you don't just sit on the point because that's silly. What you do is you come up here and you take control of this. This allows you to see where the enemy is coming from in that direction. But also, if they're not coming from that direction, you can quickly reposition and go here. Now, this point is much better designed than the previous point because the enemy has a third access point here from below. But it's kind of risky because if they get caught in the choke here, you could mash them. In fact, Lucio can even boot them off here and all kinds of stuff. But you pretty much want to get into this position because it gives you the best answer to what's going on. And as we see in this game, the team took it. You went in with a great grab, and our Genji Blade came in. It's a combo I like to see. We didn't need the Reaper ult in this, but hey, Reaper just wants to assert dominance. Now, what we can do when we talk about the value aspect of this is running away here. What are we doing? Like, we're literally doing nothing. I'd be here just spamming right clicks into the enemy spawn or alternate fires. Spamming. I know they can't hear me. Spamming. Oh, are they going to shoot me? I'll maybe use my bubble. Spam. Looks like they're going lower. But I'd know if I was standing here. I'd go, guys, they're going lower. So I'd know, right? Instead of sitting back where you were, not really looking for stuff. Okay, great. That's really good. That is really good identifying she's on her own to kill her. Now, we know the rest of the team's gone under to the point. So that's fine. We can now jump down there and help them. Maybe we didn't need to bubble the player with us there, but that's fine. Personal barrier. We could have saved Zen there, but that's me being overly critical. We could have saved the Zen there, but that is... You would have had to have been faster, Pink. And again, that's just going to come the more you play this hero. But you do look like a pretty good Zarya player to me. I wouldn't say you're a bad Zarya player. Okay, so moving down onto the point here. Beat goes in. And I'm sure... I'll slow this down, but I'm pretty sure we could save Zen. Yeah. So we can see that being thrown. We could have saved Zen. We could have bubbled ourselves and then bubbled the Zen. I'm not expecting you to be able to do that, though. Like, that's something I want to see from, like, you know, really good Zarya players. Nice. We are losing this point, though, which is fine. You know, we've identified that. We back out. That's totally fine. We can regroup and go again. It's fine. One thing I'll say about this is it's fine pushing this guy here. I mean, we should be able to kill him, actually. Just about gets away. Be careful, though, because you don't want to die after your whole team have died, like, because that is a terrible stagger. It balls in. Nice. Ball should survive. Great. Target priority on the Lucio. I like it. Target priority on the supports. I like it. We've wiped out their backline. They can't win this fight. We didn't need this transfer for Zen, but that's fine. We should have actually used our barrier there. See, you could see he was charging, right? You should have used your barrier. So, I don't know. I feel like this is an overanalyze, which has benefited more, or probably has benefited more from me just saying what you should be doing as it's running live. Like, this again is fine. We push forward, we use our barrier. Our team should support us. We barrier, yeah, the most advanced player. That's fine. Is he going for an ult or something stupid? Okay, this could work. It looks like it is working. Yep, that's fine. I mean, like, so they're using a bunch of ults here, and that's fine. They've, like, panicked and used 3 ults, but they have to because they'll lose this fight. So I'm not worried that you grabbed. I mean, let's just go back here. So what I would have said is, yeah, we're going to set up for a nice grab at the door. And instead of rushing in and just grabbing them, like, straight up, we wait for them to come through, we grab them, we hit them, right? So we notice there's a baby diva. We're running forward here. Still jump in, because why not? We use our bubble, and then we're just going to go in here and grab them. Because we see a massive target in front of us, and we're like, we're just going to grab them. Now, we don't have any combo here. If we had Genji Blade with this, then yeah, sure. But still, it could be okay. But the thing what happens here is the Reinhardt comes into it. Basically screws us over. Look, see, he drops... there's still a couple of them there. They've actually got the Brig now, which is a good pick to try and deal with the ball. Brig is just incredibly good right now anyway. So, yeah, this is... You could say that this grab... I mean, let me be overly critical. This grab would win the game if it's used in the next fight. So this fight, we almost expect to lose it. We expect them to have ultimates ready. We expect them to come into us and use a bunch of ultimates and just win the fight. If we win, then cool. Instead, we went in with a grab. Now, I'm not too fussed about that, really, because going in with the grab, it's aggressive. I want people to be aggressive. I want them to use their ultimates. I don't want you to sit on your ult forever. I want you to go in and use it, and you did. The thing is, though, the enemy had every tool available to sort of deal with that, and with the Reinhardt coming in, it basically meant we couldn't do enough damage because we didn't have any combo ults to go with our grab. So they now take the point, but they've used everything, absolutely everything. We're getting 3 ultimates coming online here, so it's still going to be okay. The thing is, though, imagine if we had grab now, and that's going to be the thing I want you to focus on going into this final fight. If we had grab, what is that Reinhardt doing? Okay, so they were in a really weird position, the enemy team. Should not have been there. And I guess we just win the fight there. Now, I'm not going to say that's your DPS carrying. It's Genji with the blade and Reaper using his ulti. But the enemy team were in a really weird position there. They shouldn't have been that far forward. Again, like, remember what I said. Like, the enemy team should have just been chilling here, holding this choke. This should not have been down here and charging around here, especially when they were not all together. Really weird by the enemy team. They basically threw that.
My ultimate is charging.
That's fine. Yeah, and it's just cleanup. So I think... Oh. You're a pretty good player, and I reckon you should play more Zarya. Zarya is really strong right now. I think you can play Zarya in a lot of scenarios. I do like playing Zarya with a Reinhardt. Zarya with a ball can work as well. Zarya with a Winston works really well. The only tank I'd say is a really annoying one to work with Zarya is Orisa. So if you get an Orisa, maybe think, you know what, I'm probably not going to play the Zarya. Other than that, you can make Zarya work a lot of the time. So I think you're pretty good.
Victory.
All right, awesome stuff. Okay, guys, remember what I said at the start of the video about memberships? If you do, click the join button below the video, or click the link in the video description. You can become a member of the channel. If you become a member, even at the lowest level, it is the greatest way you can help me producing content, because it's insanely helpful. You get a load of emotes and all kinds of silly stuff. But if you go at the next tier, the value tier, what I will do in all future OverAnalyzed and Guess the Ranks and Bronze Heroes is I will shout you out at the end of the video. So I'll just shout your name out at the end of the video, and it'll be awesome. All right, guys, thank you again for the support. It's been my pleasure, as always, and I will catch you lovely lot on the next video. Toodaloo.